There is a list of requirements applicants have to fulfill if they want to enroll at the College of the Prophet's Mosque. There are certain requirements for male students and there are certain requirements for female students. Let's start off with the requirements for male students. You can find them on the website of the college, but it's all in Arabic, so I had no choice but reinforce the intelligence of Google Translate. Now you can see them in English. It has 9 conditions, but don't be afraid of the number, it's not that scary. Let's go through all of them one by one. The first one is obvious. Applicants have to have a diploma from high school to enroll at a higher education institution, just like in any other country. The second condition states no more than 5 years can pass since you obtained your high school diploma, but the good news is that the administration makes many exceptions in this condition, especially for foreigners. There are students in this college who are in their 40s, and one student who is almost 50 years old. All his life he worked as a teacher in his country, and then recently he enrolled at the college. So you shouldn't worry about this condition because they make exceptions. The third condition is to be a person of good ethics. The fourth one is about passing interviews. Well, I asked one brother who successfully passed the interviews about how they are held. He told me that there are 2 interviews that applicants go through. Both of them are held within the walls of the Prophet's Mosque. The first one is a written examination that includes common questions about Islam and specific questions that are related to the division applicants have chosen, like Hadith or Sharia or Quran. If they pass this written exam, they move on to the next one, which is an oral exam, where they will be asked different questions in regard of Islam in general and the division they've chosen. If they pass it, they will enroll at the college. Of course, if they've met all the other conditions. So let's keep going. The 5th condition is to be medically fit. I asked one brother who enrolled at the college whether he had to undergo some tests to prove his good medical condition. He said that no medical tests were required. So I guess you just need to look healthy to meet this requirement. The 6th condition is specifically for someone who works for Saudi government or Saudi companies. If he wants to enroll at the College of the Prophet's Mosque, he has to obtain a permission from his company he works for, because his company brought him to Saudi Arabia for a job, not for studying. But if the employer allows him to study at the college, the administration of the college will accept it and this condition will be met. The 7th condition is like the 6th one, but for those who don't work for companies but work for Saudi citizens. And this one is very important, so listen carefully. As you could see, only Saudi citizens or residents of Saudi Arabia can enroll at the college. Therefore, you have to be a resident of Saudi Arabia to enter the institution. And you can become a resident of Saudi if you find a sponsor. Who is a sponsor? It's a Saudi citizen who hires you. Ideally, you will need to find a Saudi citizen who will officially hire you. You will arrive in Saudi, he will give you permission to study in the college, and that's it. This condition will be fulfilled. Many students from abroad who enrolled at the college, they used this way. It's absolutely legal. And in regard of finding a sponsor, I will make another video on this topic and put the link in the description, insha'Allah. The 8th condition is clear. You shouldn't have previously been terminated from the college for academic or disciplinary reasons, or had previously been terminated from another university for disciplinary reason. Fair enough. The 9th one is not something substantial. If you've met the previous 8 conditions, insha'Allah, you will enroll at the college. If you meet one more condition, that hinges on which section of the college you want to join. To join the Department of Sharia or Quran, you have to memorize 15 parts of the Quran before enrolling at the college, which is half of the Quran. And in order to join the Department of Sunnah, Aqidah or Arabic language, you will only need to memorize 5 parts of the Quran. And in regard to this condition, whether it's hard on people or not, I can only say, if you want something big, you have to work for it respectively. To memorize 5 parts of the Quran when the prize is joining the College of the Prophet's Mosque should be very easy. And as for required documents, it's quite simple. all you need is a copy of resident ID card. Every resident of Saudi Arabia has it. Also, you will need high school certificate, application which is filled out online. The admission happens twice a year, therefore they accept applications twice a year. And as it states here, you can follow the dates of admission and registration via the college account on Twitter. That's what an announcement looks like on Twitter. This year they started accepting applications on the 25th of November, and the entrance exams start on the 3rd of January. And don't forget that admission along with the entrance exam happen twice a year, not only once. You will also need an approval from your sponsor that he allows you to study in the college, 2 recommendation letters. You need to find 2 students, whether from the college or from the Islamic University, and ask them to write a recommendation letter for you. For example, I'm a student of the Islamic University and already have written recommendation letters for a few people from my country. Just ask around in your Muslim community for students in Saudi Arabia and you will find them, insha'Allah. We will also need to provide photos, relational file, the color is yellow, brand from Abashir that clarifies the expiry date of the resident ID card for non-Saudi. Well, there is an app in Saudi Arabia which is used these days by everybody. It provides lots of things, and one of them is that it shows the expiry date of your identity card. This requirement is easy to meet. Let's move on to the requirements for female students. I've got to say that they are harder to meet than it is for male students because the number of female students is smaller, therefore the competition is higher, and so are requirements. Why is it so? Because in general people who graduate from this college are expected to become imams in their communities, and imams are men. So it makes sense that the number of male students is a lot higher. But despite that, they also teach female students in the College of the Prophet's Mosque. Alhamdulillah. Let's take a look at the requirements. It's all what male students have to meet, like to pass a written and oral exam, be medically fit, plus firstly the GPA from high school must be very good, which is B, or at the very least good, which is C. And secondly, a female student must memorize 15 parts of the Quran before enrolling at the college. You'll have to work on this condition. And I don't know how strict this condition is. I mean, maybe if you are a foreigner and have memorized, let's say, only 10 parts of the Quran, maybe they will accept you. It's entirely possible, but I can't guarantee that. As for required documents, it's all the same as for male students, except female students don't need recommendation letters. Instead, they need a written consent of the guardian, or in Arabic, wali.